In this video, we're going to talk through service transactions and how to track the services you provide to your clients in HMIS. Service transactions is generally an optional part of data entry within HMIS. However, there are specific funding streams that require service transaction data entry as part of their funding and data entry practices. So service transactions are used to record a specific instance of service provision like case management, food, household goods, transportation services throughout HMIS. You can use this if you do provide a variety of different services to the clients you serve. It's a great way to track how many services you're providing and how frequently. Who uses service transactions? So rapid rehousing providers, street outreach providers, emergency shelters for auxiliary services, food pantries, funded projects through PATH, RHY, and SSVF are the funding streams that are required to use service transactions as part of their data entry practices and other case management projects. So to use the service transaction module within HMIS, you're going to go to into the client record and you're going to click on the tab for service transactions. And then you're going to add a service. When you do so, you'll see the household members auto-populate in the top left side of the screen. You're going to want to make sure to check all household members associated with this service transaction into the service. Your service provider will auto-populate based upon your entered data as. The user creating, which is yourself, will auto-populate, and the start date will fill in as the date that you're adding the service to the system. This date can be changed and edited to reflect the date that the service was actually provided. If it was a same day service, you can have the date that the service started. And if you click the calendar with the calendar icon with a little dot on it, you will automatically fill in with the same date just a few seconds or minutes later. Any project that does want to track service transactions within the system, I strongly encourage you to select a list of service types within your provider profile that adds a list of drop-down options for your case managers and residential staff to select and choose from. Once you choose your service type, you're going to save and continue. If your funder requires service transactions as part of your data entry process, like PATH, RHY, and SSVF, you will have a variety of data sets that you must answer for your funder provided service. These are services that are identified by your funding source that are required to be tracked through your data entry practices in HMIS. Service costs are an optional part, and then conditional comments and supporting documentation are additional aspects of the service transaction workflow. Again, they're optional, and most project providers do not use this aspect of the service transactions. Follow-up information is also important to utilize when you're tracking services that you're providing over a longer period of time. So maybe the service that you're providing may not end until the next day or the next week. And you need to make sure to follow up and end that service and mark the outcome. Adding a projected follow-up date will help you by adding that follow-up date reminder to your homepage dashboard so that you know you have something to follow up on with a specific client, and you can go back in and mark the completion and the need information and the need status. Follow-ups, again, are for your own tracking purposes when a service does not end on the same day it starts. And if you do want to use follow-up dates for your service transactions, note that the client name will not appear on the home screen, just the client identifying number. Need status must be filled out when a service ends. You must select identified or in progress when a service is ongoing at the time of your data entry. Once the service has ended, you must change the need status to closed and mark an outcome of your need. Either the outcome was met or not met. If it was not met, you must answer the reason why. So if you had a service transaction left open, you can go to the service transaction dashboard and click on View Entire Service History in order to find the service you need to fill out and end. Needs, services, and referrals are all tracked through HMIS. Services and referrals are always connected to a need that's been identified by your client. If you create a service or a referral, you will also automatically create a need that has been identified for your clients or your household. Multiple services or referrals can also be connected to the same need. So to end an open service transaction, you're going to go and view the entire service history. You're going to click on the pencil next to the service transaction you need to end. That will then open up the service transaction data set, and you can add an end date to this service and again, mark the need status and the outcome of that service. Make sure you save all your service transactions that were created. Make sure that they are updated and closed when your client leaves your project.